You've got to let go and let it happen. Because if you don't, you're going to be all clutched up.
Serenity now! There it is! I did it!
Hey everybody, hope you're having a better time than Kramer was having back there. Another week back, another drop into Grappital City. This time I wanted to talk about something a little more specific instead of just sort of narrating what's going on. So I hope it's a little more interesting. I think I sort of harped on the same things last time. So a lot of what I wanted to talk about was just like learning to deal with the fact that you can't win every round. I see so many posts on the Reddit that, I don't know, it kind of just boils down to somebody not being able to take a loss or thinking that things sort of gone differently than they did when, you know, how they did go down is kind of all that really matters. I mean, it's not always fair, for sure. Like, no game is perfect. You're not always gonna... Like, even if you should have won, or you think you should have won, you know, it's just not always gonna be fair. It's not always gonna work the way it's supposed to, or the way you think it should. I can think of a particular time where I was trying to get this guy with a super, and he kept spamming. I'm not gonna use spamming. People say spamming, and I just mean he's using it over and over again. He was using Dolphin Dive, and I was like, okay, super priority. Obviously, that's gonna win, and it did not. For some reason, I could not grab him out of the dive, and he just kind of was stuck under me. And that's not, I don't know that that's intended by the game developers, but it's certainly not mentioned by them. I think there are a lot of these scenarios that players aren't ready to think about, or like, I don't know, they assume that because there are like certain rules in place, it means that this, you know, such and such move will always win, and no matter the scenario, but it doesn't really take into account positioning and, I mean, a whole host of other factors. Are you facing the right way, you know? I've also seen a number of people be upset with punchline interactions as well. Oh, man, that was a terrible combo. I don't know what I was trying to do. Where punchline has this weird thing where it has a lot of startup and you kind of jump. So I've definitely seen some poor soul try to dolphin dive and get the strike priorities to clash, but just could not. That is not what happened. He got punchlined to hell, and that's just how it is sometimes. I think Keats, the lead game designer from Iron Galaxy for this game, has even said clashes usually happen as intended, and when they don't, it usually has to do with the elevation or positioning of one of the rumblers. Like, I've also seen weird stuff happen, like on a slope, where you think that you have strike priority and it's gonna work, but it just sort of whiffs over or fails to clash. Yeah, that guy was super wanting me to roll so he could grab me. I feel like that's, at the level of play I'm at, that's pretty common, that people are waiting for that. And just sort of walk up to you and stand there and you could just slap them. I don't know, I found it's pretty effective. But anyway, as I was saying, I don't know, and people always talk about these things, these, you know, idiosyncrasies between these, you know, very specific interactions between different moves. Like, oh, this needs to be fixed, or it's not working as it's supposed to. But, like, I don't know, who's to say how it's supposed to work. I mean, the game devs obviously have an intended use for different moves, but I don't know, some moves aren't used in their intended way, and sometimes that's a good thing. I can think of some really cool ways to use I can't think of the move I'm trying to think of. Well, I don't know if the devs figured out all these different ways to use Cosmo Shot to sort of bounce off the wall and dodge in the air. Or there was a video by Seth LOL. I'm not sure how to say. I think you just call him Seth, but it's sort of detailing how you can use. I think it's Bionic Uppercut as opposed to Omega Uppercut, and you can use it if you jump before you use it, and it leaves you closer to the opponent, and you can get combos off of that. See, that's not intended. I don't know if it's broken, but it's certainly cool, and I certainly want to do it. So, you know, sometimes the intended use of a move isn't always the coolest or most interesting, and I think sometimes it's important for devs to sort of turn into the spin and embrace the cool things that moves can do that aren't intended. So my point here basically being, I don't think these quote-unquote problems that some of these moves have with their weird interactions are problems at all. I think it's just these little sort of interesting, I don't know, like quirks about them that I think are fun to learn. I like learning that you can use these little tricks and use moves not exactly as they were intended. I think it also will only be good for this game long term if it has these, I don't know, these cool things to learn. And that makes things fun to do and fun to use. I think I stand up here for a really long time. I was just thinking about what on earth I'm doing. Yeah, I'm just looking for a nice content elbow, I think, because I do have that aerodynamic. I've been getting that a lot recently, and that was pretty good. Give that guy. Oh yeah, the chicken. I don't think I saw the chicken. If I did, must have been some eagle-eyed precision. I really feel like super as a healing property is very underutilized. I've seen a lot of people save themselves with super, but not a lot of people, or I don't know, as far as I can tell, just using it to heal themselves, because people run away when you have super, and so you can kind of give you a chance to heal up, which I think is a cool little, I don't know, it's just like another interesting way to use it. Oh, this kind of sucks. Yeah, at this point, this late, I have resigned myself to the 5 stamina. I don't think it's a good call, but I don't think there's a better option waiting for me. I'm kind of sad that I lost that chicken, but there are just... I had a really... This is, by the way, this match is in a really tough streak that I had. I just been getting reamed, and spoilers, this one doesn't end any better for me. But I just recently watched a video by a certain content creator named Sajam. He usually makes up for fighting games. But this video in particular was just about skill-based matchmaking. I was considering that when I was getting my ass kicked in these several matches, that I might be getting my ass kicked right now. I don't know why that didn't hit him. He had like invulnerability or something. I thought they got rid of that with Charging Star. But yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think, yeah, there's the big old mistake. And you know what? sometimes this game boils down to big old mistakes and you gotta move on. So we're going right into a next match where I've already got my loadout. I figure you're probably not interested to see me pick up loot again. Just figure we get to the interesting part. I find myself in like these mental battles with people, and I can never tell if they're doing these things on purpose. Like that guy didn't dodge after sumo slap. I don't know if it's because he doesn't know that you can, or if he just doesn't. He's just doing it because he thought I was looking for the roll, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm playing 4D chess and these guys are playing checkers. And I don't know why he still wants to smoke if they're being down. Yeah, okay, now he runs away. But, oh, that was a very nice shot. I'm pretty proud of that. But yeah, back to the matchmaking talk. I don't know. You can get your ass kicked pretty handily in this game. I got outplayed so many times this session just trying to get footage. And some of it's too shameful to show, and it's my right not to show it, by the way. But I mean, I'll probably include it in like a compilation of deaths at the end, but or maybe next episode. I'm not sure. But I don't know. I feel like it's important to just try and have fun regardless of how the match is going, because if you just, I don't know, winning's cool, and I certainly enjoy winning. I guess apparently it's some sort of bad luck trying to be recording because I haven't gotten any on video yet, but I feel like as a culture we put a lot on winning and being the best, and we sort of forget that there's supposed to be a fun process to get to that win, and I'm trying to remind myself of that more and more. Because, I mean, I can sound really differentiated right now and, you know, really zen, but in the moment, I still get pissed, I'm still human. But, I don't know. Sometimes I can still look back on a bad round and say, I still had a fun time. I'm getting to that point more and more, thank goodness. I also remember laughing to myself at this part. It just sounds like, the sounds of war. What I'm assuming are atomic punchlines going off. It sounds like somebody is firing artillery at Capital City. It's either the punchline or somebody popping super. But I'm pretty sure it's somebody being decimated by punchline. I think this time, yeah, I don't go with the poison mist. I think, yeah, it's a good idea to have a vicious in this case. I'm gonna keep doing this PSA. Please don't go double vicious. Don't do it. There's plenty of people that it works for against me, but it's just not a good idea. I feel like, also, I don't know why that didn't hit. That guy was right there. It was a nice dodge, though. The double vicious, it just leaves you... That shouldn't have worked. That was cheap. That is why vicious miss is cheap. I'll talk about that a little bit more. But, the double vicious is just not a good idea. You don't have the strike priority special if you go double vicious. I see a lot of people using like vicious mist and javelin tackle, or I don't know, emerald crusher and javelin tackle, just because they're both purple. But so even if the strike is green, I don't know, I feel like if it's all that you have, it's definitely worth it. Yeah, this guy, I'm just thinking back to my footage. This guy is not a bot. It doesn't seem like it anyway. I think I kill him later too. God, this bouncy castle is a nightmare. I'm always bouncing off the sides of it. That I'm not cheating, fellow. I'm pretty sure I see him later too. I'm not really sure what I was trying to do, but... oh, I want to talk about Vicious Mist, that's right. So, a lot of people on the Reddit complain about Vicious Mist. And I think before, I might have even mentioned this in a previous video, I kind of said it was fine, but I don't know. I don't think it's as broken as people say it is, and unbeatable. It's certainly fast, but I don't know. Okay, it's kind of misleading that when people say it doesn't do any damage, because essentially it opens people up to do as much damage as they want to. So I don't think it's fair to say it doesn't do any damage. The combo possibilities after it are just crazy. It does scale combos, thank goodness. But it's not really that part that people consider super broken about it. In fact, I think if you got rid of that part, it would be sort of, I don't know, it wouldn't be fun to use. Like, what would it have? The really busted part is the jump mist, being able to sort of hover above things that would otherwise beat it, priority-wise, and just mist people. And I think when you pair that with how fast it comes out, God, that was a lot of damage. Oh, this is, yeah, here's this double vicious guy. See, that jump sort of looks like he's gonna attack you. And it's hard to, I think with the jump in particular, because I don't know what other move you'd be worried about somebody jumping at you and doing like that. But certainly being able to hit you while they're that high above you, I think that's hard for people to get. If you do dodge that, you have all the time in the world to punish. The recovery on Air Vicious Mist is insane. Once again, I think this is the second time in videos that I've had an extremely poor display using a stop sign. I thought that would have hit him, but I don't know how the recovery works on that with the super. But yeah, I think that's sort of why Vicious Mist is cheap. It's also because of how it works. I feel like it's not as simple as... I don't know. The fix isn't going to be simple. I don't even know what the fix could be. Because like I said, if you get rid of... or if you like nerf the damage, you're still going to have the issues of people not being able to dodge it. And I feel like people are just going to get Vicious Misted to death. And that's not really going to solve any problems. And here we go. Just right into that. I don't know why I just keep letting that happen. That was a strange interaction, and I don't know why I thought dolphin diving into the chair was a good idea, but I did it. Oh, and this is probably my biggest mistake right here, is using the tiny bit of time I have left to eat that chicken. That was a beautiful dodge, though. This is not a beautiful combo, though, but I guess it's a functional one. I should have just missed it. Oh, yeah. And here's the real heartbreaker of this round, is my decision to super right there. It hurts every time I have to watch over. I've been editing this video, so I've seen that happen like 10 times, but... Anyway, the point of this video, the thesis of this video, if you will, is that sometimes you just gotta take the loss and move on. I mean, part of this is, if you find yourself angry at this game a lot, chances are it's not the only thing you're angry at, and maybe it'd be time to look for some help from someone, go to therapy. I know I've needed it in the past, so no shame in it. The anger is not just all in the game. I hope that wasn't too preachy, and you guys actually go out there and enjoy your time in Grapple City instead of complaining about it on Reddit. Take care, everybody.